as this year is the Golden Jubilee year of your association, I am all the more happy in welcoming all of you. We had earlier in the month held the inaugural function of the Golden Jubilee celebration. We invited all the previous presidents and secretaries of the association to the function and honored them with mementos. After all, this association would not have been where it is without contributions from these office bearers. We had even Professor R.K. Gupta. He was a professor in IIT when I joined in 1964, and he's around 90 years old. He came all the way from Delhi and spoke about his days as the president of the association. Our next big program for the Golden Jubilee is the 2-day Alumni Mardi Gras Festival. We tried to invoke the earlier days of Mardi Gras when you're all much younger. The first day is devoted to sports, whereas the second day is devoted to art, culture, and music. The day will be capped by the performance of old alumni bands. Some of the alumni musicians who are right now based in US and Canada, they are coming to perform for us in this concert. The holding of the events would be a very expensive affair. I strongly appeal all of you, all the alumni, to contribute handsomely to make this 2-day event to remember. Other activities like group health insurance scheme, holding of bridge tournaments, cricket tournaments continue this year. Our secretary's report will contain these activities. As you are aware, our Alumni Association gives annual award for Distinguished Service to IIT Madras, Distinguished Service to Alumni, and the Best Young Entrepreneur. This year, award for Distinguished Service to IIT is being given to Professor T.S. Natarajan for his educational activities among school children. Unfortunately, we have not received suitable nominations for the other 2 awards. Hence, we are not giving awards covering these 2 categories this year. The award for Professor Natarajan will be conferred after conclusion of the AGM. Seasons, thank you. I welcome all of you again for the thing. Next item, minutes of the previous year's AGM. They are all given in the booklet given to you. I take it, please go through it and see whether it can be approved. Can we take it for approved? Who is proposing? Seconded? I think first, next the secretary report should come, only after the resolutions. Now I invite Dalton to give his report.
Good evening, everybody. Nice of you all to take time and come and attend this function. The booklets which has been given to you contains the complete record, so I won't be reading through the whole thing. I would only highlight certain things which has happened in the past. We have divided the things to projects, programs and events of IIT MA for alumni during the year. So to increase the alumni participation, like it was decided in the previous year, for every 10-year we wanted one representative to be in the committee so that they can connect with the group members and then bring them forward for the meetings. So there was an election and 5 people were elected, and details are given in this thing. And we also promoted the chapter events at Mumbai and Delhi. Bangalore used to be very active the previous year, but somehow they have not. So we want to, during this coming year, we want to, do that chapter things at Hyderabad and Bangalore, and maybe Calcutta also. So the IIT awards for aluminum in 3 categories was started from last year. 3rd year, is it? Okay, but anyway, this awards were given to Professor Devadas Menon, then alumni Krishnasamy Ramchandar, and young entrepreneur Himanshu. And we also released the second edition of the yearbook Journeys. We have conducted 2 alumni cricket tournaments during the year. There was a piano recital, conduct of Open Bridge Championship, and Gandhi Jayanti celebrations also. We have representations in Pan IIT, 2 of our members are there. Then Pan IIT Global Conference was held in Houston, and then again in Toronto, and our president on behalf of the association attended these meetings. And we have, during December 2013, we had the reunions for 1968, 1978 and 1988 batches. There are a lot of book releases this year. I mean, our alumni have written. One was from Amita Bajpai during the Sarang, it was released. Then there were we had arranged travel to Sriharikota and also to IGGR, and some of our alumni went and had a nice time there. We have this Lifesaver Group Insurance, and a lot of people have joined and it has got benefit out of that. For the students, we conduct IIT mentoring program, which has been quite popular, and quite a lot of alumni take part in it. We also conduct mock interviews and also conduct a lot of lecture sessions and for the new students who are pass out, we conduct a program called Willkommen. The other element is the Alamati school children will have visited the IIT Madras complex. And the services provided by the alumni association is issue of ID cards, travel desk, getting transcripts, and also we are also bringing out the monthly newsletter to keep everybody informed of the activities being done. The association would like to take this opportunity to convey the sincere thanks to our Director, Professor Bhaskar Ramamurthy, for his unsisted and continued support for the various activities of IIT MA. We would also like to convey a special thanks to all the deans, especially Professor R. Nagarajan, Dean International Alumni Relations, Professor P. Sriram, Dean Administration, Professor M.S. Sivakumar, Dean Students, Professor David Koilpillai, Dean Planning, Professor Ramamurthy, Dean Academic Courses, Professor Krishnaya, Dean Academic Research, and Professor Krishnan Balasubramaniam, Dean ICSR, as well as Professor K. Sethupathi, Chairman, Council of Wardens, and the Registrar, Ms. Booma, for their steadfast and constant support to all our activities. I must specially mention the initiative taken by Professor R. Nagarajan, who during the recent past has greatly facilitated coordination between the Institute and the Alumni Association. We would therefore like to place our record of sincere appreciation and thanks to him, and look forward to working with him in the further years. Last but not the least, I would like to take this opportunity to sincerely thank all my fellow executive committee members, our beloved alumni spread around the world, our faculty and staff of IITM, as well as other stakeholders, including our suppliers, vendors, advertisers, sponsors, and other well-wishers, who have provided valuable support in making all the above activities. This year being the Golden Jubilee for the IIT Madras Alumni Association, starting from August when we had the inaugural function, every month we'll be having some program or the other. So the first program which is going to happen in September is on 20th and 21st. 20th there will be a lot of sports program for alumni, which will be six-a-side hockey, six-a-side football, basketball, and whatever you want to play. Even golf is being contemplated. 21st is going to be a carnival. In memory of the Mardi Gras we used to have in those days, which later on become the Sarang. We are having a whole day carnival. There will be a lot of shops put up in the Kendriya Vidyalaya grounds, and there will be panel discussions and seminars, and so that we keep all the alumni coming to this place active throughout the day. The highlight of the program is the music program, in which the groups which played in 69, 70s, they are assembling once again call themselves a reunion band. 69, 71, 74, three groups are coming together, and there will be a professional music program. So keep these 2 dates free, and we would look forward to your participation. Thank you.
Good evening. I am Anbu. The balance sheet is displayed in front of you. I'll give you the brief highlights. The income for the year was 18,57,000 versus 18 lakhs in the previous year. Major income was interest from bank deposits, 8.5 lakhs. Last year 7 lakhs. Others was 10 lakhs. Last year was 9.9, close to 10 lakhs. So total income was 37 lakhs, 38,000. Last year is 35 lakhs, 1,000. So improved over the previous year. The expenditures have increased slightly this year. One is, I'll give you the brief details. One is salaries have gone up. Another major important thing is others have gone up because we have done different activities. We have conducted cricket, bridge, we have gone to Sriharikota, we have gone to Kalpakam. So we have done a lot of things. And this year also expenses going to increase because of the Golden Jubilee year. The other highlight is the major amount we have. The corpus interest is 1 crore, 10 lakhs. Major amount is in fixed deposits, 87 lakhs. Cash on hand is 17 lakhs. Others is 3 lakhs, 3.81 lakhs. I give you the highlights. If there are any details you want, please ask me. It is there in front of you in the balance sheet. Thank you.
We have got the interest from the fixed deposit. They have deducted our source. We have filed quarterly returns. And you get a refund also, or it's No, it is. We have set off against the interest payable.
Any other queries? Yeah.
Do you have any program to take care of the family of alumni who are no more?
Yeah. If there is a proposal, we'll have a look at it. Yeah, we'll look into it. Yeah. At the moment, we don't have any. Can you take the accounts approved? Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course. We are a database of alumni. Over registered, we have about 22,000 people are there on individual addresses. The monthly mailing, out of 40,000, and out of 40,000, 10% you allow for people. So 36,000. 20,000, we have a strong verified database, individual. Again, database consists of people who are ready to register. Even though I run across alumni who are very much interested in alumni activities, I check up, they are not registered. They need to keep on pestering them, remind them, maybe they do it. So that way, compared to, we had a conference of other IIT office bearers in February. Looking at that, IIT Madras Alumni Association seems to have a very, comparatively very strong footing, fund-wise plus database-wise and other activities-wise. They don't seem to have many activities like insurance scheme or other activities they don't seem to have. That way, hopefully we are trying to have this conference every 6 months. Maybe we can learn from others also what to do. So we have a resolution for us. Now before I pass resolution, I invite director to...
Very heartening to see full house, including a lot of alumni from the recent years and some soon to be alumni from the final year. Of course, I get to address many such alumni gatherings throughout the year, but I think some of the people who come today here are probably not, may not be coming to some of the other functions. So let me, at the risk of repeating a few things, let me point out a few important developments. The first is, I think, over the last few years, particularly in the last 2 or 3 years, I would say, engagement with alumni has really strengthened and become stronger. I hope you all can feel it also, not just in terms of active databases and so on, but actually in terms of footfall on campus. A lot of the credit must go to Nagarajan for this, and before that to Satya, who set it all rolling. We now have a very, very successful and very popular leadership lecture series. Almost 40 alumni, mostly alumni, have come and addressed our students with on very wide variety of topics, mostly reflecting their own life experience and learnings. Students seem to like this a lot and gain a lot from this. Last year there were about 40, and we have, I think the schedule is very easy to fill. There are many alumni who are available and who seem to come this side, and it's very interesting for the students. So that's something that's, and some of these people who come, I think they spend a little time and they find other ways to engage. One very interesting example last year was an alumnus who came for the first time after, I think, 35 or 40 years, almost 35 years, from Delhi, and we actually found that he had a great interest in one of the new research centers in IIT, and right now I can report they have done some excellent work together. And I think not only from the point of view of just any odd product, but I think the kind of product they're working on can have great impact on the country. So it's in the area of healthcare. I don't want to say more about it at this point. So things like this are beginning to happen, but I really want to see more of that. I think a lot of that is possible. It all depends on just the making more of these random connections happen. The other thing that has happened is the Office of Alumni Affairs in IIT Madras has set up a full-time development office. There are people who are focused full-time on meeting not just alumni, but actually corporate houses, philanthropic organizations, and so on, foundations, to raise an endowment for the institute. We are planning to set up a similar development office in the US. I think it will happen by the end of the year. And this is important because there are well-known processes for doing this which yield very good results, rather than doing it on a sort of a pro bono voluntary basis. That's another development, and both of these are very important. I want to share with you that the last Friday, that was not this Friday, last Friday, we had the first ever meeting of the directors and chairpersons of the IITs with the President of India, who is our Chancellor or visitor, in Rashtrapati Bhavan. You might have seen news about this. In the morning, the Prime Minister was also there for a brief while, and when he spoke, he was mentioning the importance of alumni engagement, and he made it very clear that he was less interested in the fundraising, though that has its own uses, but he said he was really interested in alumni engaging with institutes, with their mind, with their time, and with their energy. This is really what he emphasized, and he actually said that it doesn't have to be your own alumni either, could be an alumni of the other IITs, and in fact even go beyond that. He was not too particular. I think the idea of people who have benefited from these education institutions, re-engaging with them, is what really was his focus, in his mind. And he gave a couple of examples of how that would benefit and so on. So this increased footfall, the fact that we are engaging our alumni, now our incubation cell is also something that has taken very concrete shape. We had it always. We had CTIDES for many years. We had other incubators. We had a rural incubator. But last year, since things were growing and we wanted to put it on a firm commercial footing as well, in the sense of making sure that the equity, etc., can be handled properly, we created a incubation cell, which is a subsidiary of the research park, and we now have a very strong alumni engagement there. There are mentors. There are people who are spending a lot of time with the incubated companies. There are people who are helping us assess the new company applications and assess the level of equity that should be given to the institute and so on. So there's a lot of alumni engagement across multiple fronts. The Pan-IIT alumni effort, PALS as it's called, where they're reaching out to the colleges in and around Chennai as of now, in partnership with our faculty, that is also going very well. And I think one of the things we have done as of last year, this was triggered by the Kakorkar Committee report, but if you come to think about it, we should have done it probably long ago, which is to encourage really bright undergraduate students to go straight to the PhD program after they finish their BE or BTech. Mostly from other colleges. Our own students who do that tend to go abroad. This is what all our students have been doing when they go to the US anyway. So this year, for example, we have taken almost 100, including those who come into the MS program and MTech program and upgrade to the PhD within a semester or two. In total, I think we have almost 130 or 140 PhD students this year who are essentially academically high-performing students who are getting into the PhD program after their BE or BTech, out of a total of 400. So it's a very 400 or 450. It's a very high percentage. And part of the effort is also through this PALS program, we are evangelizing this idea of getting into research, of research as an option and so on. So a lot of things are happening involving alumni, not only of IIT Madras, but in some of these efforts, alumni of other IITs as well, but a lot of it with alumni of IIT Madras in our own campus. I urge more of you to engage, learn more about this. You can always contact the Office of Alumni Affairs. One very nice thing in the last few years is the fact that MAA and Office of Alumni Affairs work very closely together. There used to be some lack of clarity. I remember when I was dean and in charge of Alumni Affairs, I was not clear what were the roles of these two. But we have now got very good clarity on this. So these two work completely in a complementary fashion, and in fact, I would say we are on a good track. Just need to give it a push and take it much further. There are no major outstanding, hurdles. If you just give it a push, if all of us chip in, this will go very far. Our North American Association is still sleeps and gets up. It's not very active, and that is something we have to address. But I think the full-time development office will take care of a lot of that. But here in India, it's our chapter meetings, whenever we have them in Delhi and other places, again, they are fairly stable. In some cities, they are better than others. But we have to grow that much better. I think that is something that our office has to do in IIT Madras. And our fundraising, we have just come out with we've just completed the process of laying out the strategic plan for the next 6 years. It's already been in some sense acted upon because in an institute like IIT, it's not a corporate entity. You have to develop a strategic plan based on consensus. It's not a top-down exercise. So in some sense, we have been developing that consensus over the last 2-3 years, and which finally, with some town hall meetings and some discussions at various fora, including the alumni, we have now finalized it. The printed version is getting printed as I speak, and it will be released. It has to, first I have to give it to the board, and then I have to give it to the MHRD, and then finally it will publicize it. No big surprises in it, but at least it tells very clearly what we want to do, how we want to do it, in what time frame we want to do it, in all aspects of, everything from academics to infrastructure to improving our ranking to everything. And you will also get access to it. So you can look at that and see how, in what way you can align with something, contribute in your own way, and help the institute and the country achieve much higher goals. This is something that I'd like to share. The plan will definitely be in public domain. It will be on our website. You can get hard copies also, and use that as a guide to figure out which part you want to fit in, how you want to participate. We welcome all alumni interaction in all kinds, as I said, whether it's through your contributions or whether it's your time, energy, mind share, your ability to connect the institute, faculty of the institute, to various companies, with various people. Some of you may have connections. Some of our alumni are in faculty in other universities abroad. We work with them to establish collaborations. So it doesn't matter which way it is. Some of them are, as we discussed today, they are musicians, they are writers. So the strategic plan, we developed it as a PowerPoint presentation, kept on fine-tuning it till all of us agreed on it. But then I gave it to our alumnus Kumaran Sadasivam to convert it into a text document. So alumni participate in multiple ways. So any of these are welcome, and actually we are grateful for it. So I hope you will you will participate much more and find both satisfaction for yourselves and benefit for the institute. Thank you very much.
Okay. Now we have a resolution proposed by Ram Kishore. That's on page 8 of your booklet. Lifetime membership. The new resolution, the old resolution is, clause now 4.1 is the life membership of the association shall be 1,000 for alumni members as defined above. This was the resolution passed in 2002. Now, 12 years later, we like to slightly alter it. They resolve to increase the one-time life member subscription to the association from the present amount of 1,000 rupees to 1,500 for alumni members as defined above. Ram Kishore has proposed it. He's an easy member. Anybody seconding? Any remarks?
For the new members.
Obviously. for the students who are sitting there at the back. Okay.
You don't need to pay.
Anybody seconding it? Okay, seconded. So we carry the resolution forward. So we like your AGM's approval to continue with Basha and Mr. Basha Narasimhan, Chartered Accountant, for the next year. Approval? Yeah, that way. Right. Any other members' resolution, anything else? Any would like to make a comment before I ask Dalton to give order? Thanks. Yeah, please.
Do you have a yearly plan or you are going to go by month by month?
Pardon?
For the Golden Jubilee year,
Ah.
you have a yearly plan, what you are going to do for the next 12 months?
Not 12 months. We started in this one. December is annual day, alumni day. It will close on alumni day. Yeah. Yeah. You're saying? Yeah.
Last 15 years, I've been observing that the amount of income or whatever you generate, and if you compare with the nature of the expenditure, they are mostly revenue in nature, which does not generate any kind of capitalization. And I'm a firm believer that any capitalization you do, for example, you have an intellectual license or you have a capital asset, that gives you a sustainable income. Otherwise, the money that you earn, it gets spent. Nobody remembers the third day. I've been observing this for the last 15 years. I thought I'll just make a mention.
So what to
and
do?
look at.
You got any suggestions in the radio?
Suggestion, for example, why don't you get a feedback from the alumni on live from the internet and have a mechanism for that where we can use it for various purposes, for research, for our placement, for our continuing education, for social development, so many things we can do that,
No,
but we need to put infrastructure for that, which will be capital in nature, not just revenue expenses.
Yeah, that's because we are not fundraising. Fundraising we are not doing. We are.
I'm not talking about fundraising. Whatever funds you have a little capitalization. Even if you spend 1 rupee on capital, like a tree growing, it's going to give you a revenue.
Those things are fine, but do you have any concrete ideas?
Ideas not an issue, can be given, and so many members can give it also. I am only remarking that less than very, very insignificant percentage, if you, some expenditure capital in nature, less than 5%.
Yeah, we don't spend on
That's what I
capital
thought. I
expenditure
thought I'll
because
just take an observation.
IIT has been kind enough to give us accommodation, so we don't need any capital expenditure per se. So unless we start up setting up some trusts or something, again we have to ask other people for the donations, which are again be
No, I
touching on
didn't say
IIT's
that. I
grounds.
said from the association point of view, getting a feedback from the students, giving a feedback to the institute on the relevance of the courses, taking some kind of a survey to find out what is applicable or faculty development, whatever which are related to the alumni by a institute. That's all I'm saying. It could be many
right.
more.
Okay,
Few I just
that point is taken. If you
Yes,
can
sir.
send us a session across.
Any
Yeah.
capital expenditure gives a return. Thank you, sir.
Right.
Do you have ATG tax exemption for donations?
No. IIT, we are alumni trust, charitable trust. Charitable trust has ATG exemption, not the association. We are not charitable organization.
This is my pleasant duty to propose the vote of thanks, but I would like to do a few things before I conclude. All these activities in the association is because of a few people who are sitting in the office and dedicatedly doing the work. So I would like to introduce to you the staff of Alumni Office. Suresh. This is Mr. Suresh. He is the General Manager. And there are Krishnaveni and Kirba, both of them are in the registration desk. And Manoj Raj, he is web administrator. And Kesavan, the office assistant. Please give them a big hand because they are the ones who are doing all the work. My memory goes back to 1964 when I was a first year student. In the Chemical Lecture Theatre, the first meeting of the the formation of the Alumni Association took place. The first director, Professor Sengupta, was there, and Professor M.A.C. Sastry was the first president, I think. He is the one who this thing, and I think from the very first batch we have two members sitting here. I want them to stand up and face the audience. Please give them. So for me it was a privilege to see the 50th year. I would also, how I got interested in the Alumni Association is because of the small things where students were included. So when I had a chance, I came into the Alumni Association. I was on work. I came back to Chennai only in 2000. After so many years, I came back to the Alumni Association, and then this is my third term as an office bearer in this Alumni Association. So now I also we have invited this evening, the present student secretaries who have been specifically invited so that they can know what is the AGM, how it is to be done, and wherever they go, they create chapters and everything. So I would like all of them to stand, the student secretaries. Please come in the front. And Rohit, please introduce all of them.
My name is Rohit. I am the International Alumni Relations Secretary, and I'll introduce all the secretaries to you. Vishrant Suresh, he is Academic Affairs Secretary. Siddharth, he is Co-Curricular Affairs Secretary. Pallavi, he is the she's SAC Speaker of IIT Madras. Yeah, first time women SAC Speaker of IIT Madras. Jayachandran, he is the Hostel Affairs Secretary. Supreet, he is Cultural Affairs Secretary. Varun, he is also Cultural Affairs Secretary. Aditya, he is General Secretary. Sports Secretary and Research Affairs Secretary couldn't come today because they were not in the institute. They are International and Alumni Relations team. They work for Alumni Relations, Alumni Meets and International Relations of IIT Madras. So we have design team, Shamil, Amay and Nijansh. We have IR branding, IITM TV. We have started a new YouTube channel that will connect to students. So that is called IITM TV, and Ruturaj handles that. Alumni outreach team. We organize various meets and various get-togethers for alumni. So Reshmi, Meenal and Nirotpal, they handle that. Even Meeta is a part of that. She has joined newly. Ravi Teja, he takes care of the new initiatives that we're going to take this year. All the new initiatives will be taken up and then ideated by Ravi Teja. So that's the IR team. So thank you so much.
Incidentally, in those days we had the Gymkhana, and it so happens that Gopi was the literary secretary in our final year, and I was the entertainment secretary in that year. I sincerely thank all of you to have taken time to come and attend this function. You know, we have about 3,000 alumni in Chennai itself, but at least this time we have got the house full. So, you know, we have been trying all sorts of things to generate interest among the alumni so that they will attend all the functions. I hope the Golden Jubilee will attract more people to come, and it will become a tradition hereafter. I thank the director for presiding over the function and all the office bearers and everybody. Thank you once again.
Oh, now I declare the AGM as closed. Okay. Now the other couple of points are there. Now, as you must have, item came, our director Bhaskar Ramamurthy was given the award, Doyen of Madras, that you saw it as well. He was in company of Mr. Vellayan from EID Parry and MS Viswanathan. They were the fellow awardees. So it's a great honor done to us. And then, as I said, we gave mementos to people, past secretaries and presidents. Of course, Dalton and me don't qualify because still holding the office. But Mr. Madhusudan is there. We'd like to give the mementos to Madhusudan. So, as I said, we instituted 3 awards. So, this year we are giving the award for Distinguished Service to IIT Madras to Professor T.S. Natarajan. I request Mr. Ravi Venkatraman to read out the citation.
Good evening. I am Ravi Venkatraman, Vice President of IITM Alumni Association. And it is my pleasure to read out this citation. Professor T.S. Natarajan, 1984 PhD, Department of Physics, IIT Madras, receives the award for distinguished services to IIT Madras for the year 2014 for his outstanding contribution to science education. Professor Natarajan has been teaching in IIT Madras from 1975 onwards. His area of specialization is conducting polymer nanofibers, electronics and instrumentation, and computer-based education. He has been a very popular faculty member. He has guided 8 students for their PhDs, and 4 students are currently under his guidance at present. He has also guided many more students in their postgraduate studies. He has also held official posts such as Chairman HSCE 2009 and Chairman JEE 2010 organizing at IIT Madras. Apart from teaching in IIT Madras, Professor Natarajan has tried to make science education simpler to learn. He developed various aids for easier understanding of complicated subjects. He has given 40 lectures of 1 hour duration under NPTEL program of IITs. These lectures, which also appear on YouTube, have been very popular and very useful for students worldwide. His motto is learning by doing, and this keeps the student interested in learning. Professor Natarajan has also developed an electrospinning apparatus for producing nanofibers of polymers, and more than 60 of these machines have been sold. He received a national award for this in 2013. He also received a national award in 2012 for the product of heated gloves for soldiers stationed in high mountain and cold areas. The other main activity of Professor Natarajan has been popularizing science among schools and colleges. His physics lecture demonstrations are very popular among school students. Professor Natarajan has delivered these demonstrations in more than 200 institutions all over the country. Professor Natarajan has also been closely associated with the Industrial Waste Management Association in conducting annual events for promoting scientific temper among school children in the state. IIT Madras Alumni Association is proud to present its 3rd award for distinguished services to IIT Madras to Professor T.S. Natarajan for the year 2014 on this day, the 30th of August 2014. I request Professor Natarajan to come and will accept the award, and from Bhaskar Ramurthy.
Professor Bhaskar Ramurthy, Director IIT Madras, distinguished executive members of IIT Alumni Association, IIT alumni, and future IIT alumni also. It's indeed a privilege and a great honor to receive this award from the IIT Alumni Association. As they said, I've been very passionate about bringing science education in a way which will really propel India into the 21st century. See, most of the time what happens is science is not properly taught. It is all through a chalk and talk mostly, and the concepts are not brought out very well. They usually mug up whatever is at the end of the lesson, and nowadays it is also most of the exams now slowly going into an objective type, multiple choice, ABCD. Even when they come to some MTech and PhD, people ask, please give me the options, let me pick one. So don't expect me to find the answer on my own. So that is a status. And there are enormous number of such situations where, for example, in one of the +2 exams, there was a question, can you tell me what is a chemical formula of steam? They said it is out of push. You never taught the chemical, you never taught in the class. So it is always based on what is done in the class. So if you ask anything beyond the class, it is out of push. Right? That trend is there, even I have seen in engineering institutions. Right? So that, I think there should be a sea change that should be happening in the way we teach science. Science should be very exciting. So every classroom should be made into something like a science fair. I normally tell the students, Sir Isaac Newton was not an IIT JEE product. Right? He did not do it in MIT or Stanford. Okay? He could look at nature as it happens around, and by looking at, keenly observing things around, asking questions, discussing about it, trying to read more about them. That is the way science should be taught even in the classroom. Unfortunately, everybody is worried about syllabus, marks, and then everybody knows all these things. But still, I don't know, this is a vicious circle. Everybody wants mark. The schools and colleges, management wants mark, the parents want mark, the students want the marks, teachers also want the marks. So I don't know how to break this. And we all know the marks do not carry us too far. It immediately helps us for 1 or 2 years. Beyond that, it is only what we learn in the classroom and how we are able to apply those knowledge in the real life. That is what is important. Unfortunately, that focus we have lost somewhere in almost all levels of education. So that is one of the focus area that I have been trying to address and trying to encourage young people towards learning science in a much more fun way and exciting way. By performing experiments, asking questions. When you perform an experiment, there are 100 questions that can come in the minds of the students. Unfortunately, that is not done in the class. It is all mostly chalk and talk. So even if you, luckily for us nowadays, we have a lot of exposure. We have several YouTube lectures of great legends like Walter Levin of MIT and so many others. So when you can see that, for example, Walter Levin, his classes will be attended by other professors from other departments. It was so exciting. So everybody would like to come and sit there and watch him perform some of the experiments there and then explain about the concepts and things like that. So that kind of culture, somehow it has not come into our education system. It is purely chalk and talk and at all levels. And there are very few and far between. There are few areas where are some professors who are personally interested in this type of teaching. Only they indulge in this kind of teaching. So that has been throughout my career in IIT. I have been doing this for a long number of years, developing teaching aids, and some of them I have put them even in not only in the internet. I have also put them in the apps, Apple and Android apps I released a couple of years back on basic electronics, which are very, very elementary to do for the students. And so that is a type of thing, the inclusiveness of the education. Now there is going to be enormous opportunities for people to get across all barriers of boundaries, of country or college or university and things like that. So for example, we can listen to any professor from any part of the world. We don't have to come and sit in the IIT classroom or any other classroom. If you find there are better lectures available, then you can listen to them and then try to follow their lectures. So this kind of opportunity none of us had in our days. Okay, we have to go to library, get books, even looking for references and all that. Now everybody, they say Google it, something like that. So that's the way it is. So I think this has been the main focus of my career all through, and I'm very happy. There are a lot of people behind nominating me. Mr. K. Sivaraman of ITC and D. Chandrasekhar, my best friend. So a lot of people supported me in this, and so I would like to thank on this occasion all those people who had confidence in me and then supported me. And so I'm very, very thankful to IIT Madras Alumni Association for giving me this award. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gopi. How many of you know that there is a IIT club in Chennai?
So we all know but cannot afford.
That's a different point, yeah. But it's still hardly 30%, yeah. We have a nice flourishing club in Abhirampuram. The affording part we will discuss offline, yeah. What I really wanted to talk about was that this is a club where a lot of things are happening, both for the alumni as well as the family of the alumni. But more than that, there is a new center coming up in the IITM Research Park. For those who attended the Golden Jubilee event, our director actually raised this and talked about the new club which was coming up out there. This would be an industry interaction center where we will have guys from industry, consultants, academics, and apart from the usual facilities of a social club, there also would be an environment where there would be an opportunity for us to network very well with a very, very wide cross-section of people. There would be consultants there would be members from organizations like McKinsey and Booz & Allen and so on. There would be legal experts there. There would be people who have financial background, venture capitalists. So it would be a place where we could discuss issues with a very, very wide cross-section of people, apart from obviously meeting our own club, our own alumni, in a very, very nice environment. For friends of yours who live abroad, who come to Chennai once in a way, 10 rooms, 4-star category rooms, obviously at very, very reasonable prices compared to what a 4-star room outside in Chennai would be. Excellent dining facilities, excellent facilities otherwise, but basically a place where there would be an opportunity to network with other alumni, not only from IIT Madras, but all the other IITs. It's a pan-IIT effort, and it's also a club which has, I think, hopefully, a few years down the road, we can say that this compares with, or it's modeled basically on the basis of the Harvard Club or the Yale Club, and hopefully we will get there. The other major thing is that seeing the success of what we are doing in Chennai, other IITs are now showing interest. Seeing the success of the IITM Research Park, I understand that other IITs also, the research park is coming up, and the fact that we've successfully housed it in the research park out here, this model looks as if it will replicate. So members here in Chennai obviously would get reciprocal facility and so on. And I would urge each one of you to join the club. Consider joining the club. We have a very nice website, IIT Center. I can give you the details of the link, or we can send it to you. I'm available around and we could discuss this further. I would request each one of you to consider joining, actually join, and also bring your friends along. Thank you very much. Thanks, Gopi, again.
Even the post-AGM meetings are over. I invite all of you. There's a music program going on. Dinner is there. Please join us. Thank you.